Alright, hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Linnea. I know usually I say my name is Casey. I'm probably not going to change the name on the YouTube channel right away, but I've decided, you know what, I'm just going to use my real name. I've gone by Casey for a long time, but I'm starting to put my face online more, and coming up there's going to be a video where I'm interviewing my uncle, who is a photographer by trade, which I think is going to be really interesting, like interviewing an artist. And so I wanted to like branch out a little bit. I'm gonna start using my name. So I don't know if the channel will be called Linnea Tarot or if it'll be my full name or what, but that's gonna be the new intro. It's no longer Casey. I mean, I might still respond to Casey. I might switch up accidentally here and there and be like, hey, it's Casey. But, you know, welcome to my channel. My name is Linnea, and today's reading is just what advice do you need to hear right now for whatever it is that you're going through? Whether it's a large problem or a small problem, what advice would best help you out right now? So today I have 3 different readings for you to choose from. We have pile 1 with the green aragonite, pile 2 with the banded agate, and pile 3 with the clear quartz. So go ahead and pause, figure out which reading you feel most drawn to. There will be timestamps down in the description box below so you can quickly jump to whichever reading that you want to listen to. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, pile 1. If you were drawn to the green aragonite, then this is the reading for you. I just realized that my fan was still going on in the background. Let me turn that off. Hopefully it's not too loud for you. But I want to just start by saying, pile 1, I want you to take a deep breath and calm down. Because what I'm seeing in your cards is you're in this very frantic mindset right now where I feel like you feel like the world is crashing in around you and you can't really take a proper breath because your mind is like, how can I solve this now? Where do I go next? You know, how can I get, you know, it's like you're in crisis mode and you're just like, how can I solve this right now? I need to get this done. I need to get this done. I need to get this done. I need to get this in order. I need to move here. I need to do this. I need to do that. And Spirit is just telling me to tell you, take a deep breath. You don't have all the answers right now, and that's okay. You are safe, and things are going to be figured out when it's time for them to be figured out. I promise you, you are protected, and I see that whatever this hurdle is, whatever this problem is, or whatever it is that's stressing you out, it's going to be figured out. It's going to be worked out, but right now, it feels like you feel like the walls are closing in around you, and you feel like it needs to be solved now, like you need to get out, you need to run, you need to move, and Spirit is trying to tell you like, okay, first step, take a deep breath, okay? Take a deep breath and recenter yourself, because the first pieces of advice that I got for you, the first main important ones are comfort and rest. So I feel like Spirit is kind of giving you the rundown of like, how can you help yourself right now in this current moment? Because stressing about your problem, running it around in your head over and over again, and asking yourself the same questions and coming up with the same answers is not getting you anywhere. You need to calm your mind. You need to make it a blank slate. And once it's blank, once you're chilled out, the answers to your problems are going to be coming to you a lot easier. The way forward is going to be lit up easier because right now it's like you're tunnel visioned. It's like you're like fight or flight mode, and that's not what this problem needs. This problem needs somebody level-headed that can think through, okay, what's on the to-do list? What do I need to get done right now to get myself into a better spot? But instead of being able to think from this place of, okay, what do I need to tackle first? Instead, you're like, I need to run. You're like a deer that's just like bolting first, asking questions later. So the first things that I would tell you, what Spirit wants you to know right now is just prioritize chilling out. You literally have the comfort card, and the card clarifying this is the 6 of Cups. So something I would tell you right now is prioritize chilling out, finding comfort, and seek out the advice of somebody that you trust and somebody who you kind of look up to. This could be a parent that you really value the advice of. I get the sense that for some of you, it's like, well, I don't want to bother them, or like this problem isn't their problem. I don't need to make it their problem, you know, or I don't want to burden them with my issues. I promise you, 99% of people feel better when they feel helpful, when they feel of use to people. It's like it makes them feel good about themselves. So if you ever feel like you're a burden, I promise you, people are getting something out of helping you. And if somebody's come to mind and you know that they're going to use you, that's not the kind of person Spirit wants you to go to. Go to a friend, go to a mentor, go to, even a boss that you trust, a coworker that you know is really chill, a parent that you know will give you good advice, and just tell them what this problem is. And this is a general reading, so I don't know specifically what it is that you're going through right now. But I know that it would be really beneficial to you if you could get the advice of an unbiased party. Because right now your mind is like running in circles and it can't slow down. So you need somebody on the outside that, not that they don't care, but they are not presently involved. They're not panicking over it. And they can kind of give you this 30,000 foot view of, hey, did you even look at like this possible solution? And you're like, oh my God, my mind was running in circles so fast I didn't even have time to look at that. And it's like, allow yourself to slow down, maybe tell somebody what's going on, and they might give you another perspective that you might not have thought of before. And Spirit also wants you to just take a moment where it's like, I don't know if you need to take a day off work or what, but allow yourself to get into a space where you can relax. Because I don't know about you, but like when I'm at work, if something crisis mode comes up in my personal life, I'm just sitting there and the panic feels worse and worse and worse because I can't do anything about it in the moment because I'm stuck at work. So don't try to solve it, from your phone or solve it right away. Allow yourself to get into a safe space where if you need to have a meltdown, you can, the comfort of your home or your room, and then prioritize comfort. Okay, let's get off this restrictive clothing and let's put on something comfortable. Let's, if there's some noises that are overstimulating, can we shut a window? Can we put in some headphones? Can we put on some relaxing music? Would a bubble bath help you? Maybe what you need right now is to not be thinking about diet and allow yourself to have, I don't know, just an easy meal. I'm not telling you to not stick to your healthy habits, but allow your brain is in crisis mode. Don't try to have it overthink on all these things. Allow your life to just be simplified right now. Maybe that looks like telling ChatGPT, hey, can you help me make a decision on this? Because, I can't make a decision for myself right now. Should I go to Chili's or Applebee's? And it'll be like, go to Chili's. And you're like, okay, that's one less decision for me to deal with right now so I can focus on my problem. Kind of a weird example, but I feel like Spirit knows that you are able to solve this problem, but you need a clear head to do so. And right now you're in panic mode, which means you don't have a clear head. So if you have somebody you trust that you can talk to, that can help walk you through this problem or walk you through some other perspectives or other tools that you could look at, or other solutions that you might not have thought about, that's step one. Step two, with Flow and the Eight of Cups, I think Spirit wants you to know that you are being guided to where you're meant to go. Like I said, I don't know what happened. I don't know what your current problem is. But when I think of flow, I think of a current is going to be going as fast as it's meant to go. And you're in the current. And you might be saying I want to get there tomorrow. I want to get to this solution. I want to get my problem fixed by tomorrow. But it's the flow is telling you, well, this is going to take 3 business days. Things are going to happen in divine timing. They're going to happen when they're meant to happen. So if you can release control, take a deep breath and say to yourself, okay, this is going to be solved when it's solved. I can control what I can control right now, which is I can control my next actions, I can control my mindset, and I can control how I ask for help right now. I can't control when I'm going to hear back from this person, or I can't control if I'm going to get that acceptance letter, or I can't control whether or not I'm going to get fired. These are all things that are out of hand. But what can you control right now? Focus on that. And then it's kind of like that saying, let go and let God. I feel like if you're watching a tarot video right now, you're probably spiritual, and you probably believe in the saying that everything happens for a reason. And I know it's easy to say that when we're not in the midst of emotional turmoil, but I think that saying, that belief, that faith is more important now than ever. If you can, literally let go and let God, let go and let the flow of life carry you to where you're meant to go, and trust in divine timing that this problem will be solved when it's meant to be solved. You will be brought the answers when you're brought the answers. Things will happen when they're meant to happen. But all you can do right now is, all right, let go and control what you can control right now. You know, step one is comfort, getting yourself out of fight or flight, getting yourself out of panic mode, and getting into a little bit more of a calm state, maybe a little bit more logical, where you're reasoning through these problems with somebody. You know, and if you don't have somebody, I don't encourage having, sort of weird relationships with AI, but AI is actually pretty smart. You can talk to ChatGPT and it can give you logical answers to problems. Obviously, don't take everything with a grain of salt, like it's still a robot. But, if you don't have a logical person next to you that you trust to give you proper advice, you can be like, ChatGPT, I don't know if I should get the chicken tenders or if I should get the chicken wings. Like, here's the pros and cons of this one, and here's the pros and cons of this one. And ChatGPT will be like, well, it sounds like you're craving this, but you know the best answer is actually this. And you're like, oh my God, ChatGPT, you're right. I feel like you just need to chill out. You're in panic mode. But I truly am seeing in these cards, like, everything is gonna be okay. Everything is gonna be okay. But I am just like you, where when I'm in this mode, like, I want things solved immediately. I want the answers immediately. I don't want to be in this panicked energy. But with that flow card, it's just making me think, like, things are gonna happen when they happen. Things are gonna be solved when they're solved. And you are gonna know the answers when the universe deigns to reveal them. But right now, you have control over you, your mindset, your actions, and what you do next. And that's what you need to focus on. Don't focus on the future, because you can't control that. You cannot control that. You can't control if a comet is going to hit the Earth right now and we all explode. Well, a second passed and that didn't happen. But you can't control it even if it does happen, so there's no point in worrying. Don't worry about the future. Worry about what you can control right now. And what you can control right now is getting yourself into a calmer mindset, reaching out to somebody that you trust, getting advice from somebody that you know has good advice. Don't reach out to somebody if you know that they have shitty advice. Don't reach out to somebody that you know can't solve their own problems, or else they're probably not going to be able to solve yours. And then finally, with the Rest card and the Judgment card, I truly believe, seeing these cards, that I think you're going to get the answers you're searching for, either from a dream, from meditation, like meditating on your problem from a calm state of mind, or it's going to be one of those things where you fall asleep and you wake up the next day and you're like, oh my God, all of a sudden I know the answer to my problem. And it's like, I wonder if that's because you just like chilled out and like gave it some time and literally slept on it. You know what I'm saying? So all this to say, I can tell that you're very stressed right now. Something is panicking you, whether it's the loss of a job or some chaos in your life or something just went up in flames, hopefully not literally, and it feels like your world is crashing in around you. And the monkey brain, the ego, wants to solve things immediately, and trust me, I and every other sane human being on the planet understands this. But also, I know a part of you knows that you are going to be best able to solve your problems when you come at it from a calm, logical state of mind. So control that right now. Control getting yourself into that calm, logical state. It'll help to have an unbiased party that can help you out with advice, or even just being somebody that can listen to you talk. And with this Rest and Judgment card, I truly believe you're going to find the solution to your problems. You're going to find the way forward, and you're going to find the answer when you sleep on it. And it might not be the next day, it might be a week from now, or it might be something that happens in meditation. But the solution that you're searching for will come when it's meant to come. And there's that flow card. Like I said, things will happen in divine timing. They will happen when they are meant to happen. But all you can do right now is control you. Control getting yourself into a comfortable state of mind, comfortable state of body. Do what you know calms you down. Is it reading a book? Is it taking a bath? Is it doing some stretches, doing some Tai Chi? Maybe it's, I don't know, going to the shooting range. Doing so safely, of course, but I don't know, maybe it's going to a boxing class and getting some energy out. Going for a run, moving your body, sweating a little bit. Do these healthy, safe habits that are gonna make your body feel better, and in turn, it will cleanse your mind. There's this saying from the book The Alchemist, my favorite book ever. There's this part of the book where this guy tells the main character that, like, It's something along the lines of, you needed to clean this glass to cleanse yourself of negative thoughts. And I truly believe that like when you clean things, you're cleansing a part of yourself. And I don't know if it's just the meditative act of doing something with your hands, shutting your brain off and like cleaning a space, but that always makes me feel a little bit better after. So I don't know, clean out your closet, clean your room, and if you're still feeling chaotic and bad afterwards, then do the next best thing. Just keep doing the next best thing, and before you know it, I truly believe this moment where you have this epiphany, this judgment moment, it's gonna come to you before you know it. You're gonna have the answers. So, pile one, I wish you the best. I know everything's gonna turn out okay, but I know in the meantime it can be scary and stressful. But I think if you can do these things, at the very least, it'll make you feel a little bit better, a little bit more sane, and a little bit more ready to take on the problem at hand. So, that is everything that I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. Okay, pile two. If you chose the Banded Agate, then this is the reading for you. I want to say, I think this is a very specific reading that might not make a ton of sense to a ton of people, but I think it'll make sense to those of you that are supposed to come across this reading. So if it doesn't make a ton of sense, it could be that this isn't the reading for you, or it could be just that you just chose the wrong pile. But I'm going to go ahead and get into it, and I'm going to go a little bit out of order. So what I'm seeing here is there's a very clear message off the bat with the Stop card and the Six of Swords. You are not meant to move on from where you're at right now. I think some of you are in this period of like running around like a headless chicken, like without direction, and you're uncertain of your next steps. You don't feel quite guided. You're not sure if you should trust your intuition or not. You're not sure what your heart is telling you. Your mind is telling you a different story. And it's like in this chaos, you think the answer is, I just need to leave this behind. I need to move on to something new. Now I'm going to give you a couple examples, and this doesn't need to be exactly you. You know, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But the idea that I'm getting is, I'm imagining somebody that's like 2 years into college, for example, and there's all this uncertainty, this chaos. Their mind is like, you should stick here, but their heart is like, you should move on, and their gut is like, I don't know. And their answer is, I'm just gonna change majors, or I'm gonna drop out of school, or I'm gonna go to a new school. Or if it's your career, it's like, maybe I need to jump ship and go to this other company, or maybe I need to start my own business. And what I want to tell you is, if you have this idea in your mind of a change you want to make, and your heart, your gut, and your intuition in your mind, they're all on the same page, all of them, you know, logically, emotionally, intuitively, you feel like this decision is right for you, then do it. But if you are uncertain, I think right now is not the time to make brash decisions that, you know, these life-changing decisions of leaving a career or making huge financial decisions. I think that this uncertainty that you're in right now, you're supposed to be here. I think there's a level of mystery and unknown that you are supposed to be surrounded in at the moment, and I know it's uncomfortable. Humans like to have the answers. We like to know what our next steps are. We like to be on the same page with spirit about, are we on the right path? That's why people are drawn to these readings. But I want to tell you right now, you are in this period of unknown for a reason, and your ego and your brain's solution is jumping on things quickly and changing things rapidly because you're seeking out an answer. And I want to tell you right now, that's not what you're meant to do. You're meant to be in this unknown. You're meant to be following your intuition. I think that this period of your life is a test in faith, not just in the universe, but in yourself. I think you are supposed to be making your way slowly, and your mind is telling you, like, let's jump ship, let's get this done as quick as possible, because it wants certainty. Your mind wants to ground things into reality. And I want to tell you, jumping ship and making drastic changes right now, you know, completely flipping the script, going to a different career field, unless you are absolutely certain on all levels, like I said, you know, mind, body, spirit, unless you're absolutely certain that that's what you want to do, don't do it. Okay, I think what you're meant to do right now is stay where you are. Your ego wants to jump ship because it wants to cling to something real. And right now you're in the dark. And it's like, you know, think about this logically. Let's say that you're in a dark room, completely pitch black. Your ego is like, we need to run and like find the light immediately. But if you're in a dark room and you try to run, you're probably going to trip on something and hit your head or worse. So what you need to do is feel your way around, gather your senses, let your eyes adjust, and then make your moves slowly. And then, oops, I bumped into a wall here. Okay, I'm going to pivot this way. I'm going to try this direction. And then find what works for you until you can start moving with surety in a direction that feels right. But when you're in the dark, the right answer is not, let's bolt as fast as possible and hope we come across the light. That's not going to work. You'll find the light, but best to do so safely and slowly. And I think right now, Spirit's not really holding your hand and giving you all the answers. And I can tell it's frustrating because we like to have all the answers. Maybe you've been listening to a bunch of tarot videos or doing tarot yourself, or watching all these videos online of like, should it be this path, or like taking quizzes like, is this the career I should be in? And the answer is not meant to come from outside of you. The answer will come from within you. And I know that's frustrating because you might be asking yourself, like, what do I want? But then the same answer comes up over and over again, like, I don't know, or maybe I want this, or maybe I want that, and none of it feels quite right. And I want to tell you that the path that you're meant to be on, you will know it because you will feel at peace. It will not be from a sense of urgency. And I feel like these rapid changes that Spirit's telling you not to make, Spirit's telling you not to make these because it's coming from a place of fear and urgency. Not out of like love, like, oh, I want to be an attorney, like that's my dream. It's like your brain is like, let's become an attorney because we don't know what else to do. And it's like, we got to get a roof over our head. Let me say, that is important, obviously. Our bills need to be paid. Money is a tool that we all need to have, or else, I don't need to explain that to you. But the answer is not jump ship from fear and urgency. I think you are at a pivotal moment in time where you are supposed to discover your path and the next steps forward on your own. And that's scary being in the dark, but you have this mystery card and the Hermit. Also an interesting thing about the Hermit card is it's number 9, which talks about being on the verge of something new. Being on the verge of, you're at the end of this path and something new is about to start, a new, better path, the next chapter of your life. You're on the precipice of it, but you need to find your way through it. It's like you're being put through a test, but you don't realize it's a test. You're in the dark and Spirit is trying to see, are you able to do this on your own? And you're asking for these handouts, you're asking for these answers. Spirit, what's the answer? What path am I supposed to be on? What career is right for me? The answer is not what should you do. There's no answer to what should you do. The answer is, what are you meant to do? And that the answer for that is in your heart. The answer is in your intuition, and it's in your mind. And once you can be on the same page on all those levels, you will have the answer that you're meant to have. What's interesting is, as I'm looking at this Hermit card, the Hermit is very solitary. It's a man that's on his own, and he's in the dark. And when we're in the dark, we don't know what direction to go. But what's interesting is he has this light to guide him, and it's in the shape of a star, and it almost makes me think about intuition or spirit guiding us. But you look at the Hermit and his eyes are closed, and it almost makes me think, like, instead of using vision, which would be the traditional way to go forward, it almost looks like he's listening. He has his head bowed and he's trying to use another sense to figure out the way forward. And the only way that you can listen to what's around you is to be calm and quiet. And so I feel like it's almost saying the best way that you can figure out how to move forward is, instead of this sense of urgency and how can I move as fast as possible and how can I run out of here and figure out the next change and way I'm supposed to go, allow yourself to collect yourself. Still yourself, maybe go into a meditative state and just listen. And I feel like the answers that you're seeking, they might come through meditation, they might come through, an intuitive download, they might come in a dream. But I think they will come to you when you're in this feeling and sense of peace, maybe from a meditative state, or maybe like I said, just listening, just allowing yourself to stop and listen. I think that is how you will be guided forward. Not from this sense of urgency and not from trying to seek out all these answers in external areas, but listening to yourself, letting your intuition be your guide. This place that you're in right now, this dark place that's mysterious and you don't really know which way is forward, it's scary, but it's only scary if you don't know that you have a compass. Your intuition is your compass. Your spirit guides are a part of that compass. But you can only really follow along it when you're listening. If you're only trying to use your sight, you can't really hear your intuition. You need to be able to still yourself and have faith and listen to your heart. Listen to what your heart is trying to tell you. And I feel like this is even further re-emphasized with the Peace card and the Magician card. When I look at the Magician card, it shows me a person that knows that they have all the tools that they need at their disposal to do whatever it is they're trying to do. And you look at the way that his hands are positioned. He has one to the sky and one to the ground. And this symbolizes taking, downloads, whether it's from spirit or from your mind or your intuition, and grounding them in reality. It's like this creative energy of when you create something, you're taking these ideas from your mind and you are grounding them into something concrete and real. And this card is all about drive, moving forward, creating, action. When I think of this card about you, I think of somebody that knows the direction that they want to go in, has all the tools that they need at their disposal, and is moving forward solid as a rock, not letting anything get in their way. But it's not coming from this place of like aggressive, like I'm going to move forward, I'm not going to let anything stand in my way. It's just simply moving like water. If there's a rock in front of you, being able to move around it. And with the Peace card, it's not coming from this place of like, I'm gonna muscle everything and like get my way. It's very much, I am at peace. I am moving like water. I am in the flow of the universe. I'm listening to my intuition and where it tells me to go. When it's time to stop, I stop. When it's time to go, I go. And having this trust that you will get all the answers that you need in time, but knowing that you don't need answers from an external place. All the answers that you need come from within you, because your intuition is directly tied to the universe. It's not this thing that's outside of us. We are a part of it. And I feel like you've been seeking out these answers, whether it's advice from other people or like looking at other people's paths and being like, maybe I need to emulate this exactly. Maybe I need to be exactly like them. The only person that you need to be exactly like is you. And I know it's scary because there's no playbook, but all the answers are within you. And the question you need to be asking is, what do I want? Where do I want to go? And if you don't know the answer right away, the answer is not to panic and run around like a headless chicken. The answer is to slow down, quiet yourself, and allow the answer to come to you in a space of peace and quiet. And, I truly believe that meditation could help you find the answers that you're seeking. I think the biggest thing that Spirit wants you to know right now is don't make any super drastic changes out of a sense of fear and urgency. Like I said, if there's something that you truly want to do, and you know in your mind, in your heart, in your soul that that's what you want to do, go for it. But until it feels right on all levels, now is not the time to be making drastic changes and last-second decisions just because you're afraid of where you're at right now. Yes, we're afraid of the dark, but that does not mean run at full tilt into a wall because you're trying to escape the darkness. The only way out of the darkness sometimes is to listen. If you can't see, open up your other senses because they might be able to find the way. And I know it's a little hard to grasp because intuition isn't exactly a physical sense, but if you can hone it, learn to listen for it, and hear it, it will guide you to where you're meant to go. And I truly believe that you have this magician energy in you, this energy of knowing and confidence that you have all the tools you need to move forward, moving forward like water, not allowing anything to get in your way. If there's obstacles, being able to flow around them from a place of peace and true confidence, not cockiness, not muscling your way through things, but true confidence of, I know what it is that I want to do and I know how to get there. I truly believe that you can get to this energy, but it's going to take some time. Answers will be revealed in time, but it's one of those things that I think the universe right now, more than anything, is trying to teach you how to have faith in yourself. It's easy to have faith in things outside of ourselves and wait for the answers to come to us and, to have faith in mentors and to ask them for advice. But sometimes we need to trust in ourselves, trust in our own abilities, and trust in our own intuition to guide us to where we're meant to go. Because if you can't build up that confidence in yourself, then you really have nothing. You end up being a follower who's just, what did my mentor say I'm supposed to do? Okay, I'm going to go run and do that. And it's like, no, you need to be the one in your life that knows the direction you're supposed to go in. Not what other direction other people are telling you to go in, not what direction mom and dad are telling you to go in, but what feels right to you. Learning to hone that intuition, learning to use it as a tool to guide you to where you're meant to go. Even things like God and the universe. Yeah, it's great to feel that faith and to feel that support and to feel guided, but at some point, it's time to stand on your own 2 feet and ask yourself, how can I guide myself today? And I think overall that is the main thing that you are being taught right now. So, Pile 2, I truly wish you the best on, whatever mission it is that you're on right now, whatever path that you're trying to walk. I truly see it working out, but right now you're in this period where it's time to build your confidence in you. And the only way to do that sometimes is to throw yourself into the dark and say, okay, how am I going to get out? Not with anybody else's help, but my own. Build that faith in yourself, and I promise you, any problem you face will be solved. So, Pile 2, that is all that I have. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. Alright, Pile 3. Last but certainly not least, if you chose the clear quartz, then this is the reading for you. Just want to say, my dog is on one today, and she will not stop barking, so hopefully she's not too loud in the background. I think there's coyotes or something outside, but I'll do my best to cut it out here and there if she does start going crazy. But something I'm seeing for you, Pile 3, is I feel like you are doing something that is very close to your heart. And what I mean by that is doing something that you are afraid people will judge you for. And I want to say that right now, you owe nobody anything. You don't owe anybody anything. And what I mean by that is let's say, I don't know, you're doing something on YouTube. You don't have to tell the whole world about it. You don't need to tell your family about it. Everybody's going to have an opinion. And I don't know who might tell you this. You don't owe anybody anything. You don't need to disclose what you're doing to whoever. You can tell people about what you're doing when you're ready. And it doesn't just need to be something on the internet. It could be something I don't know, maybe you want to be a drag queen on your Saturdays and okay, go you, do whatever the hell you want. There's this thing where I just saw Chloe Taylor, she's a podcaster / tarot reader on here. She was talking about this thing where she said, if you're afraid of judgment, go on Amazon and look up a popular book and look up all the 5-star reviews and all the 1-star reviews. And it will show you that it doesn't matter if they're talking about the exact same thing, the exact same part of the book, the exact same character. There are going to be people that hate it and there's going to be people that love it. And whatever you want to do in life, everybody is going to have an opinion, and it does not matter what they think. Because at the end of the day, you can't please everybody. This crystal, for example, take this crystal. I really like this crystal. But there's people out there that would say, oh, look at all those little thingies inside the crystal, those imperfections, that's not a good crystal. Or they'll say, oh, this is clear quartz, but clearly there's some red on the bottom. I would throw that away. And it's well, it's my crystal. It only matters what I think of it. And so whatever it is that you're doing, if you're making art, if you want to have a small business, if you want to pursue writing as a career, that's on you. That's what you want to do, and that's all that matters. And I feel like people have this thing where it's oh, well, you need to tell people what you're doing. You need to, tell your friends what you're doing. And it's if you know that there's going to be people that have their opinions, even if it's well-meaning, that are well, are you sure you want to do that? All it's going to do is bring you down. So I want to tell you, you don't have to completely hide away for the rest of your life. But if you know that you'd feel more comfortable doing what you're doing on your own, then, just let go and let it be your thing. It doesn't need to be everybody's thing. I just want to start off by saying that, because I can tell that whatever it is that you're doing, there's going to be a lot of people that have so many opinions over it. And it's I'm almost getting this picture in my mind of, I don't know, let's say you wanted to go to clown school, because that's just what came to mind. Let's say you want to go to clown school and learn how to juggle. And then you bring it up at Thanksgiving, and all of a sudden it's Uncle Randy is oh, well, I heard clowns don't make a lot of money. And then Aunt Shelley is oh, well, are you sure you want to be a clown? I think being a jester is way better. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, it's there's this whole argument going on, but then they're not even talking about you anymore. They moved on to another topic and they're just finding things to argue about. And it's one of those things where it doesn't matter what you say. Sometimes there's these people that just want to pick a fight, or there's just people that are just miserable to be miserable. There's people that, hate on my videos and like, okay, it's like somebody came in your house and just wrote crayon on the wall. All you have to do is like scrub it off and be like, okay, banned, you're not allowed in this house anymore. It's things like that where it's like everybody's gonna have an opinion, and it's better to just let them do their own thing. So I'm almost seeing here with this Five of Wands reversed, it's like there's this fight going on in front of you, and it's like you're like, okay, I'm just gonna pack up my things and I'm gonna go this way. You guys keep fighting. I'm gonna go over here and do my own thing. Like, and it's just like kind of walking around them. And so what I'm seeing first off with this movement card and the Five of Wands, like I said, is when you see these people talking their talk, bad-mouthing things, or, judging clowns or whatever, just keep moving around it. Everybody's gonna have an opinion. Don't let it get under your skin. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is yourself and what you want to do. Sorry about that. Of course, my dog started barking right there. Hopefully it wasn't too loud for you. But the next two cards that we see here, you have the Protection card and the Eight of Wands. I think Spirit is literally just trying to tell you, like, you don't have control over what other people think and say. And maybe your family and your friends are very supportive, but maybe there's, I don't know, some random person on the street corner that wants to throw tomatoes at you. And it's like, when I see these Eight of Wands, I almost see like arrows coming your way. And it's kind of this warning. It's kind of sad that we even have to have this warning, but it's this warning of like, learn to gain some thick skin. Because there's going to be people that just are not going to like what you're doing no matter what. In America right now, it's 2025, we have a new president, and everything is so divided. There's so many social issues where people are so far this way and so far that way, and people are just finding things to argue about, and it's exhausting. All I personally want is harmony and love and lack of judgment, but, we don't really live in that kind of world. And so something that you have to learn how to develop is thick skin, a set of armor. It sucks that we have to have that, but I feel like what you're doing is inherently, for some reason, controversial. And I feel like it shouldn't even be controversial because it's close to your heart. It's something that makes you happy. It's something that you enjoy. It's something you love to do. And that should not be anything that anybody hates. Like, I don't know, sue me. I truly believe you should not hate somebody for loving something. But that's just me. Maybe I'm crazy. But when I see these Eight of Wands, I'm almost seeing all these arrows coming your way. And I don't know what it is that you're attempting to do in this life, but take my voice. Maybe it's the one voice going against this, holding up a shield for you. I want to encourage you, do what you love. Follow your passion. It is the most important thing in the world. Don't let anybody stop you from doing what you love and being who you are. And if that means that you have to grow thick ass skin, if that means that you have to wear a suit of armor every day, then god damn it, that's just something that we gotta do. But, there's this saying that I've heard before where it's like, the only person responsible for your triggers is you. There's always gonna be people that are trying to push your buttons, people that are trying to shoot arrows at you, people that are yelling at you, people disagreeing with you, people trying to start fights just because they like to fight. But you are responsible for how you react to that. You are the one that can choose to press that block button. You're the person that can choose to close that door or drive away or walk away. You are the person that chooses to be the bigger person and say, you know what, they have their opinion, and I'm just going to keep doing what I love. And I'm going to do it on this other side of the street where they can't see it because, if they hate it, then they don't have to see it. But you choosing to engage with that, to fight with these people, it only expends your energy. And I truly think Spirit is telling you, like, when you see these arguments happening, when you see these combative people, you're just going to have to learn to go around. You can't change every mind. There's gonna be people that are hateful, and it's not even because they hate you. Sometimes they just hate themselves. Sometimes they're just hateful people. And sometimes you just gotta learn, like, there's something that happened in their life that made them feel this way, that made them the unhappy person that they are. And it's not your responsibility to fix them or to change their mind or make them see the light. Some people are just hateful, spiteful people, and it's sad, but the most important person here is you. The most important thing here is you following what you love, pursuing your passion, and being authentically you 100%. Because you only have one life, right? And it would be a shame to live it doing things that you don't love to please people that don't even care about you. Because if they cared, they would take the time to learn, why is it that you're doing this thing that you love so much? Why do you love this thing? Why do you want to do this? They'd sit down, they would hear you out, they would empathize and say, you know what, maybe I don't understand it. Maybe I'm never going to want to do this thing, but I respect the fact that you want to do it, and so more power to you. That's what a loving, empathetic, respectful person would do. But if people are going to shoot arrows your way without even knowing you, that's not somebody worth talking to. That's not worth somebody even spending a breath on or casting your gaze their way. Not even important. So I think off the bat, Spirit is just telling you, when you see these fires blooming, when you see these battles starting, when you see these arguments coming up or see judgment in people's eyes, walk the other way. Hold your head up high and walk the other way. If they don't like it in your hometown, move to a different town. If your friends don't like it, get better friends. And it's shitty, but if they didn't accept you for who you truly are, they were not meant to be in your life anyway. Because people that truly love you are going to love you. Not the way that you dress or the way that you act or the way that you talk. They're going to love you for your soul, for your spirit, and for your heart. And they are going to support you and back you up 100%. If I had a child, I would love them no matter what. I would be their biggest supporter, no matter what they want to do. Unless it's hurting other people, like obviously draw the line somewhere. But it's like, I don't know, if they wanted to dress up like a peacock and like, whatever the hell, okay, like it makes you happy, go prance around. And it's like, if somebody is gonna like try to beat you up for being a peacock, then it's like, I'm gonna beat them up. Like, well, maybe I wouldn't beat up a child, but you know what I'm saying. You deserve the support of somebody that loves you unapologetically. And if there's nobody in your life that can do that for you, then I'll do that for you. And I promise you, there are people that would do it too. You're gonna find your herd of peacocks that want to dress up just like you and prance around. You know what's funny? Is this reminds me of, I started playing this game called Lion Den, which let me go off on a tangent real fast. So I started playing this game that like so many people would probably make fun of me for, and like I told my friends about it, and I told my girlfriend about it, and they just think it's so silly. But like, they support me, whatever. Anyways, it's this game where like you're a lion and you build your pride of lions and like you explore your territory and like you can like mate with the other lions and raise cubs, and then like it's this whole thing, and like people will sell their rare lions so that you can breed them and get like spots and stripes. I think it's really fun, personally, but like that's something that like not everybody gets that. I'm sure I could tell somebody that and they'll be like, Linnea, what the hell, what are you talking about? You're playing a game where you're cosplaying as a lion? And they're like, are you a furry? And I'm like, well, no, I'm not a furry, but it's a fun game. And they also have a version for wolves, which I'm starting to play. Anyways, all this to say is like, that brings me joy. And when I'm done with this video and I'm done editing, I'm gonna take a shower and I'm gonna play on my iPad because I'm an adult and I can do whatever the hell I want. And like, who cares what people say or what people think? Do what makes you happy. You only have this one life. And that's what matters, is pursuing what you love. If people don't get it, then find new people. There's billions of people in this world. And on that Lion Den game, there's like 1 million players. Like, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people pretending to be lions. Like, you're not actually pretending to be a lion. You should look it up. It's actually a pretty fun game. But like, that's just one example, And finally, with this fear card and the Knight of Wands, I feel like this fear is like a threshold that you're stopping yourself from moving forward. You're imagining like, okay, let's go with the Lion Den example. Let's say like I was afraid to play the game, like, and I would just like stare at my iPad and be like, man, it sure would be nice to play that game, or like, oh, it would be really cool to like explore and go like send out the lionesses on a hunt right now. But it's like, ugh, but I am afraid of what people will say. And it's like you have this thing that you want to do, this thing that you want to pursue. You have this desire in your heart, but this fear is stopping you. And so the time is ticking by, and the longer it goes by, the more unhappy you are, the more you think about how you wish you could do this thing. And when I look at this Knight of Wands, I see this version of you that is suited up in this armor and unapologetically goes after this thing. Even though going towards this fear feels like falling into a pit of darkness, it'll feel like that for a little bit. It's always that first leap of faith that is the scariest. But once you go in there, once you're doing it, you're realizing, this isn't actually that bad. And it's like, oh, I got a hate comment? Okay, well, whatever, I can just ban them. I don't even know that person. I don't care about them. Like, you know, life goes on. Life goes on. But you don't want life to pass you by. And you don't want life to pass you by doing things that you don't love. And I could harp on this forever, but I promise you, when you can get on the other side of this threshold of fear, there's a beautiful life that awaits you, filled with memories that you will actually cherish because you were doing what you loved. You're doing what you truly enjoyed and being unapologetically 100% you. It doesn't matter how wacky or kooky or whatever people think it is. It doesn't matter if people might laugh or people might sneer or glare. Those are not the people that matter to you. The true people that matter are the ones that are going to support you and love you and cheer you on and support you from the sidelines. And what matters is you being happy. And it doesn't matter if it's childish or silly. It matters that it makes you happy. Because at the end of the day, like, it's like going back to your childhood. Like, when I was little, I was dressing up as a little commando and, like, you know, playing in the weeds, pretending to be like a soldier and stuff like that. And, like, people probably thought I was funny. Like, I would wear cardboard boxes and, like, have my Nerf guns and, like, my goggles on. And, like, as an adult, I'm kind of doing things along the lines, but, like, now with the real thing. I'm not in the military, but, like, you know, I live in America. You can put two and two together. Anyways, I have my hobbies, and, you know, you deserve to have your hobbies, and people won't get it. People will say all sorts of things, but what matters is that it makes you happy. And that's all that matters to me, is encouraging you to do what makes you happy. So, pile 3, I truly wish you the best. I hope that you can remember these words even when people say things that are going to upset you, or when people do things that make you feel hurt. Those people don't matter. What matters is you pushing forward to do the things that you love. That's what really matters. So focus on that. Focus on what you love. So, pile 3, that is everything that I have for you. I truly wish you the best. I'm forgetting what my outro is, but thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.